Graphing complex numbers. To graph complex numbers, we use similar techniques to what we use when we graph real numbers. The only difference is we need to use the complex number system instead of the real number system. So when the horizontal axis on the real number system corresponds to the x-coordinate, in the complex number system it's going to correspond to the real part of the complex number. And the vertical axis, which in the real number system corresponds to the y, is going to correspond to the imaginary part. Of the complex number. So that means if we have a complex number a plus bi, then that means the a is going to be the horizontal, and the b is going to be the vertical. This is a lot easier with some examples, so let's go on and do some examples. For this first one, we have the complex number -4 plus 4i. So the first thing we want to do is actually label our axis. So we're going to label the real part is going to just go by 1s, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and so on. And then our imaginary part is going to go up and down. So going up, it would be a positive 1i, positive 2i, positive 3i, 4i, 5i, and so on. Continues like that. And then going down, it would be -i, -2i, -3i, and so on. So that just corresponds to, instead of it just being x and y coordinate, it's the real and the imaginary. Now, the real part is -4, so go -4, and then up to 4i. So that's how you graph it. That would be your point. For this next one, we have the complex number 3 plus 8i. So that means the real part is 3, and the imaginary part is positive 8i, or positive 8. So I'm going to go over to positive 3, and then up to positive 8. And then that's the point in the complex plane. And this last example, we have 7 minus 3i. So the real part is the 7, the imaginary part is the minus 3i. So the real part, go over to 7, and then go down, because it's minus 3i, so we're going to go to -3i. And there's your final point. So just remember, instead of x and y, it's real and imaginary. But other than that, it's the same idea. So those are your notes over graphing complex numbers. It's not a whole lot different than graphing real numbers, but it just takes a little bit of understanding of the new number system. So go through some practice problems, make sure you can graph these, and then take your quiz.